and hide, more to the side. Everybody wants to stay alive. Set to the side. You'd better run and hide, more to the side. Everybody wants to stay alive.
What is your major malfunction?
Welcome to the ChabDog Sports Talk Radio Show. Sunday mornings live from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. We're spontaneous sports talk, rated R.
Don't make a fuck out of me.
Host Brandon Chabner and producer Eric the Well-Read bring you Brian from Sports Rock.
Say hello to my little friend.
And Tank's West Coast godbrother, Abe Miranda.
You see the mess of the true passion of New York.
Plus special guests, music, movie clips, comedy,
So fat, the blood type is red goo.
and always a little politics.
It comes from China.
The live call-in number is 252-585-4120. Join in the fun.
Hello.
And now, here's your host, ChabDog.
Thank you.
Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of ChabDog Sports Talk. We're on each Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Brought to you by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's transactional business legal needs, estate planning also, and by ChabDog Sports Blog for your headier sports headlines and biting sports commentary. And we're part of the Defy Life podcast network of shows. Check out all our episodes on Spreaker at Spreaker.com. Type in ChabDog, you'll find them all. And this is the Primetime Grimes Show. And we're going to be talking about what happened yesterday in college basketball, including how Quentin Grimes and the Houston Cougars ran through the Syracuse Orange Men in their famed 2-3 zone. They cut through that thing like knife through butter. It was nice to see. I don't like that zone. I'm glad it failed. How are you doing, Eric?
Hey, ChabDog.
Yeah. So we got half of the Sweet 16 done, and now we've got another 4 games to go, and should be another good. You know, should be all the games today look like they're going to be well, except for the Creighton Gonzaga game. I don't think that's going to be too competitive, but the other games could definitely be dog fights or cat fights or whatever we want to call them.
Duck fights.
Yeah, and. Yeah, so did you watch anything yesterday, or were you busy doing other things?
I was busy preparing for Passover.
Yeah, I know. You're the custodian of the Passover festivities this year, and yeah, you got to get it right. You know, a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be there to help you later today with the Haggadah.
We're really going to appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Lord knows I've done it a few times in my life.
Oh,
but
fantastic.
yes, this is the second day of Passover. So shout out to all the Jewish people and their friends who are celebrating this lovely holiday, a very important holiday, that lest we forget how precious our freedoms are, and we have to fight to hold on to them, and it's not to be taken for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
So we can play the 10 Commandments tonight?
are we going to play them? I don't have any 10 Commandments clipped for the show, but we can certainly find something.
It is on
play.
Yeah, we won't watch basketball. We're going to watch Charlton Heston and the 10 Commandments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not just Charlton Heston, but Edward G. Robinson, Pharaoh.
Yeah, who would have thought Edward G. Robinson could play a convincing Egyptian? But hey, there you go.
Yeah, the funny thing is, you know, he's Jewish.
Well, isn't everybody in Hollywood?
Yeah, that's the joke. Some of them have changed names to protect the innocent, so you can't tell they're Jewish. But and I think he's in that category. He probably had a different name, I think, and changed it.
Yeah, just like Mel Gibson.
That's the joke.
Oh, I didn't know that about Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
he's really
very
part Jewish.
He is so Jewish, man. He's incredibly. He's like
really.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. It's like that guy doesn't seem like it. You know who is Jewish is William Shatner.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he just had his what was his birthday? 90, 95, 90? 90.
He's in his I think he's in his. I think he's 90 or 91.
He just had his 90th birthday the other day.
Yeah. And he's Canadian, so that's kind of close to your heart, right?
Sort of. America's a little closer to my heart now, but I just happened to be born there just like him. But hey, we both ended up in the LA
He
area.
was born there, though.
Yeah, he's born in Montreal.
I think he was born in... Yeah, there have been definitely some great Canadian actors that we've featured on this show. Recently covered Christopher Plummer, among others.
Yes. Well, we've got a great... Speaking of show, we got a great show coming up today and clips. We've got clips today from the movie Suddenly, from The Pope of Greenwich Village, The Beverly Hillbillies, Baby Huey. Got cartoons, Baby Huey, Foghorn Leghorn, Pepe Le Pew, Speedy Gonzales, and even some Bullwinkle. We got a little Godfather, a couple of very funny clips out of Blue Velvet. You didn't know that movie was a comedy, did you? And we even have we got one. I've got a quick one on Passover from a comedian's take on Passover, and we even have a taste test. Blah.
Oh yeah.
He gives something a very low score. It's funny to hear him melt down when it's a bad bottle of pop. And we have a caller on the line, ChabDog. We've got Abe Miranda. You have the right to listen to Abe Miranda on the ChabDog Sports Talk Show.
Do not waive those rights when you call into this show.
Yes.
Hello, Abe. How are you?
Good morning. How are my friends doing this morning?
We're fine. Always good to hear from you. And I just wonder. You have a very Old Testament type name there. Do you have any? You don't have any Jewish people in your family, huh? It was just they wanted to name you after the patriarch of our religion.
Yes. I mostly come from a Catholic family. Part of it from Mexico, part of it from Spain, and I was actually born in Spain. So
nice.
It's just a very nice name that my mother, she put on me. She had a big fascination with Abraham Lincoln as well, and so for her it made sense.
Yeah, where in Spain were you born, Abe?
I was born in a suburb outside of Madrid.
Okay.
At the time, it was an American Air Force base known as Torrejon de Ardoz Air Base. Actually, one of the interesting things about the air base in Madrid was that it had a very long runway. And because of that, it was one of the alternate landing spots for the shuttle.
Yes.
When it would take off, it would use Torrejon Air Base as an emergency landing area in case there was a problem with the launch.
Cool. Yeah, Spain. Oh, and happy Palm Sunday for the Catholics today. It's Palm Sunday.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Give a shout out to all the Roman Catholics there.
What's the difference between? So, what is Palm Sunday? Is that's Sunday before Easter Sunday?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Because there's a bunch of these days, and I know that there's an Ash Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And then a Good Friday.
And a Shrine
and
Tuesday.
Then there's and what else?
A Shrine Tuesday. No, really. It's Shrine Tuesday, and I think it's Pancake Wednesday.
Yeah. What happened to Thursday?
Well, it's just one more day. It's the day closer to Friday. Thursday gets left out. Yeah, Throwback Thursday.
Aww.
We could make it Tequila Thursday.
Yeah, there we go. I'm sure that's in the Old Testament somewhere.
Tequila.
Tequila Thursday. I like it.
So, Abe, did you watch any of the games yesterday?
Yes, I got my. I still have part of my bracket alive, and so the
That's
Baylor game. The Baylor game last night, and of course the Arkansas game last night. I had picked both of them in my bracket to make it to the Sweet 16, and I had picked Baylor and Arkansas to be part of the Elite Eight.
Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So you can claim two of those teams. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah. So, and then on the other side, I had Gonzaga. Of course, I picked Kansas. What a meltdown that was. And, but yeah, I still have Gonzaga in the Elite Eight. So that's where we're heading for tonight.
All right.
Yeah, most people, I think thought Gonzaga would get to the Final Four at least, including me. So I would be pretty shocked if the Craytonians turn into Cretans and ruin everybody's bracket even more. I don't think they will, though.
Unlikely.
I also have Michigan and Florida State that I had picked for the Sweet 16 as well. So
who'd you have winning that one?
For that one, Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, but it's good FSU team. It's going to be a good game, I think.
We'll see if Florida State played Michigan a few years ago in the Final Four, I think, and they had a situation where coach kind of gave up the game after with a minute left. They were down by 8 points, and he just decided to not even foul. So they're back with the same coach and a lot of the same players, or some of the same players, playing the same team. So we'll see what happens. That should be a good one.
Yawn.
So,
Yeah, yawn.
Yawn?
When your team's out, it's pretty hard to when your bracket's totally busted. It's like, I'm at that time of the year where I'm ready for baseball to start. It can't start fast enough.
Eric, your bracket sounds like it was busted a while ago, right?
Yeah. San Diego State's not winning the tournament, so I really don't care anymore.
Oh God. You were banking on the Aztecs? Please don't say that.
I know. I took a different tactic this year. It did not work out. So that's that.
Oh, did you have your wife make your picks for you, or what?
No, she made her own picks, and she did better than me. She beat my ass like a drum. Hell, three of her Final Four are still alive, but her winner bowed out a while ago. I was not going all the way this year.
I'm banking on Alabama here. I picked them to win, so we'll see what they do against UCLA, which is looking like it's one of the teams of destiny here.
Yeah, John Wooden's been dead a long time. I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, don't forget they did win it in 1995, and they were in the Final Four for three straight years in the 2000s. So they're still making a little noise.
Yeah, you know that 1995 was 26 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Yeah.
There was something else that I'm constantly reminded how old I'm getting, how dated I'm getting.
Yeah, like some of your movie references. Suddenly.
It was all these movie references. To Live and Die in L.A. was 35 years ago.
Yeah, isn't that something? And that's the other Grimes. I know the Grimes you're speaking of there, the lawyer in that movie, who when they're introducing his character.
He was one cool lawyer, I tell you. I like that guy's style in his office.
I was looking for the clip in his office where they're establishing him.
I know. I couldn't find a
clip
what I'm talking
with that.
About. Did you find a clip of that?
He gets his client off on a technicality. Do you remember the technicality he used?
No, but it was a good one.
Well, they had a warrant to search
Well,
the house, and the warrant said the house was beige, and he said no. In fact, it
yeah,
was a light
and it was
gray.
really blue or
It
something.
was light gray, so he got it thrown out.
I know he was really Grimes was really suave. You know, he was suave like he was. Same actor played Grimes, played Ben in Blue Velvet. You could play that.
Yeah. In fact, for Ben, that's an interesting character here. Now, do you think Ben like men or like girls, or maybe both?
Well, he seemed to be going in the second direction, the way he was dressed up and makeuped up.
Yeah, that's what kind of threw me. I thought, oh, okay, maybe this guy well, we'll let Blue Velvet here work.
Well, listen to him. Listen to him.
Let's hit the fucking road. We're giving our neighbor a joyride. Let's get on with it. Bye, Ben.
Oh.
Anyone want to go on a joyride with us? How about you? Huh? Hey, no smile for Frank? No? Okay, fuck it. Let's go. You want to go with Raymond?
Dennis Hopper.
Come on.
Going nuts.
I'll see you Tuesday, Frank. Right then. Now it's dark. Let's
Oh.
fuck!
I think you meant this clip, actually. Wrong clip.
Yeah, I meant the other one.
Here's to your fuck. Cheers.
Yeah.
Here's to your fuck. Cheers. Cheers. Wow, suave, man. You are so fucking suave.
He's wearing an earring.
Hey, we love Ben. We love Ben. Here's the Ben.
Or there's this one.
Here's the Ben.
Suave? God damn, you're one suave fucker.
Yep. So there's Ben.
God damn, you're one suave fucker, Eric.
Yeah, I've heard that more than once.
I'm sure you've been told that a few times, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the suave guy. Because nobody can pronounce my name either.
Yeah, Dove.
Suave. Rico.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
ChabDog, you've been to the Middle East. You've been to Israel. Correct? You floated in the Dead Sea, yes?
Talking to me or to Abe?
ChabDog.
I've been to Israel. Yes, I've been there twice.
Mm-hmm.
And the once in 1978, 1979-ish, and then once for my son's bar mitzvah in 2014.
Nice. And
2014, 2013, maybe it's 13, yeah. And both times amazing experiences.
mm-hmm. Did you ever go to the Suez Canal?
I don't think so. I don't think we got there. No. Went to Masada. We went to Tel Aviv. We went to Jerusalem. Went to the Dead Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my share of falafel. Walked around the markets. The markets are a really cool place in Jerusalem. I enjoyed that.
And the old city?
And you're going back in time. And all the monument, all the religious monuments there, and places of worship, the West Wailing Wall, and then all the Christian areas and the Muslim areas too.
You go to Yad Vashem?
Yad Vashem?
Uh-huh.
I don't know where is that outside of Jerusalem?
Yes.
Like Close by?
It's a Holocaust memorial.
Uh-huh.
Or so I'm told.
Yeah, I don't remember if we went there or not, actually. Maybe I went there the first time, but the first time I went was in late 70s, so it was so long ago that kind of faded from my memory.
In the Arab market, were they selling children? Could you buy children in the Arab market?
I didn't really we didn't go deeply into the Arab markets. I mean, I don't think I was in the Arab market. Would you normally be able to walk right into the Arab market, or?
Well, yeah, it's there. It's where all the restaurants are.
I mean, I know there were Jewish. I would definitely walk through Jewish areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe you stayed out of those sections, eh?
Yeah, I think we got a little close to the Arab areas, but
well, that's where all the fun is, bud.
Oh. How much for the little girl?
Exactly. The women. I want to buy your women.
The women.
It's a great Blues Brothers.
So, got some different cartoon clips. Abe, do you want to hear anything in particular? How would you like to hear some Baby Huey?
Baby Huey.
Like Baby Huey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Baby Huey.
I really enjoyed listening to that last night. Put on the Baby Huey for
a few minutes.
I'm coming, fellas!
Uh-oh! That bird brain Huey! What a yuck!
This I like! Dude, what happened?
The baby elephant's always crashing our party! Play on, Huey! Huey!
Gee, bedtime.
Ah, well, my last fillet of soul.
Huey!
I'm coming, Ma.
Meat on the table.
Hello, Mrs. Quack. We're having a hen party. We need a hand for gin.
Gin! Oh, I'd love to play. But I can't leave Huey alone.
Well, try and make it. Bye now.
Bye-bye!
Would you?
Could you use a babysitter?
Heavens to Betsy! You're just in time. Come in. Come in.
Oh, what a nice babysitter. Gee, you're pretty.
Please give baby his bath. I'll be waddling along. Toodaloo, toodaloo.
Bye, Ma. Potatoes? Potatoes. Scallions. Scallions. Celery. What are we playing, huh? I'm preparing your bath, baby. Baby don't want no bed. Baby want to play.
Come back here, you!
But you have to bathe, Huey dear. But I want to play on the swing. Hey, go. Miss Babysitter! The boat broke.
We'll play cowboys and Indians.
Giddy up, giddy up. Yippee! Hi-ho, Huey, away! Bang, bang, yippee, woo! Giddy up, giddy up.
Hey, big engine!
This game's hot stuff. Now me heat big engine. Me scalping. Miss Babysitter, what are we going to play now, huh?
Now we'll play ball. I'll hit and you catch.
Whoa, whoa, boy. I got it, I got it.
No, the poor fox.
Hey, you! You're no babysitter. You're the fox.
In drag, no less.
I think you're trying to kill me.
Yeah, shotgun doesn't work.
Gee, he plays good.
Baby Huey.
Thank you.
Jeez. That is
Yeah,
so...
that's good stuff.
In the 21st century, ChabDog, that is wrong on so many levels. You got
Why, all of this is a big baby.
stereotypical depiction of Native Americans.
Of a big baby duck.
Yeah, you've got inaccurate portrayals of people with different mental abilities through Huey. Stereotypical woman leaving her child with a babysitter.
What do you mean?
You got foxes that cross-dress without proper gender identification.
Oh, that was a wolf. Yeah, that was a wolf in a women's clothing.
Or wolf, okay. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's nothing compared to Speedy Gonzalez. I have that clip too.
Yeah, Speedy's even better. I thought this was great. Hey, Abe, to be fair, were you ever offended by Speedy Gonzalez's portrayal of Spanish America or Spanish people?
No.
Good.
No. Not at all.
4, 3, 2,
Arriba.
1. ¡Yeah! ¡Vámonos! ¡Arriba, arriba! ¡Hija, hija! ¡Buenos días, gatos! ¡Hija! ¡Hija, hija! ¡Ándale, ándale! ¡Epa, epa! ¡Hija, hija!
Caramba! Is that Speedy Gonzalez again?
Don't give me that Speedy Gonzalez stuff. He's just a myth. The first step is to determine if he's at home. We proceed about these things scientifically.
Don't quit now, Malcolm. You can't let a little shrimp like that beat you. You'll never live it down.
Did I scare you?
6,104? 6,105? 6,106?
Hello, Mr. Bandit.
Shut up! Now, maybe that'll teach you to keep your ugly traps shut.
It's just a matter of luring him out. Ha! That should take care of that. Oh, no. Ah! Gotcha!
Just isn't my day.
7,602, 7,603, 7,600 and...
That was Speedy Gonzales.
Yeah.
The Vet Cat, there were a whole bunch, all the old crew there.
Yeah. I enjoyed those as a kid.
Yeah, Abe, what was your favorite cartoon growing up, Abe, or one or two?
Well, I used to watch Garfield and Friends in the morning, and I always was a fan of Doug and some of the Nickelodeon stuff from the 90s.
Oh, wow.
Like Rugrats.
You're so young.
Things of that.
Rugrats.
But I remember looking back we look at some older cartoons like Smurfs, Care Bears, G.I. Joe, Woody Woodpecker. My Little Pony. Can't forget My Little Pony.
Jeez. Like my wife's got shoes older than you, and I've got underwear older than you, Abe.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, those are the later ones. ChabDog and I, we grew up. We just had Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner. Speed Racer, Underdog. There's the original Spider-Man. What do you watch, ChabDog? ChabDog? We lost ChabDog? No, our internet works. How about you, Abe? Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Well, ChabDog's disappeared. That's okay. We'll carry it on here. I want to ask you about Spain anyway. So that's fascinating.
Okay.
How long did you live there for?
I lived in Spain till I was about three years old, and then my father he went to Sicily, and so I lived in Sicily for about 6 months.
Wow.
And then my father got transferred to New Hampshire,
mm-hmm.
and that's when I moved to New Hampshire, and I was a lot closer to Frank and Frank's family at that time. And so we lived there for a little bit, and then my father ultimately got transferred out here to Edwards Air Force Base,
mm-hmm.
and then we moved out to California, and I've been out here ever since. But my mom, she's from Spain. My father, he grew up here,
mm-hmm.
and so I have a nice excuse to go to Spain for family reunions every couple of years. Last year was supposed to go, but of course, the pandemic derailed everything. So
yes, of course.
I'm about 3 years from my last visit to
mm-hmm.
Spain.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm very envious of all this, Abe. I've been to Spain once for 2 weeks in 1989, and it was a wonderful experience. What a wonderful country. And I've had the pleasure of knowing many Spanish people, and I know another one born in Spain, although you're pretty well traveled there. Which state did your father grow up in?
He grew up. He grew up in Cypress, California, just up the street from Newport.
Yeah, I know exactly what it is. And we got ChabDog back on the line, don't we, ChabDog?
Yeah, I'm here. Don't know what happened. As usual, something weird typically happens with my phone line.
Yeah, Polly Purebred came and got you. I was just asking you what your favorite cartoons were, and you went dead. So let's have it. What do you watch when you were a kid?
Oh, well, I like Popeye a lot. I watched that, and I like that big chicken, Foghorn. Like, is it Foghorn Leghorn?
Oh, Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah.
I say.
How about Flintstones?
You know who Foghorn reminds me of somebody that we both know.
Really? Foghorn.
Yeah, he's got the same accent.
I'll say.
That kind of Texas accent. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, kind of. But he's yeah. Now think of it. Yeah, I never really made that connection before.
Mr. Doherty.
Oh, Ben Doherty. Oh, of course. Yeah, though Foghorn Leghorn pulls it off way better than Ben Doherty does. Okay, I didn't think you were talking about Ben Doherty.
Why don't you play that? I just want to hear that again.
You're on a cartoon push right now. Okay, I do love the Foghorn.
I'm a chicken. Rooster, that is.
Don't give me that. You're not a chicken.
What am I then, boy?
You're a loudmouth schnook.
Look ahead, son. I'm no loudmouth snook. This is a dog, not a chicken. Chickens don't look like dogs. Who told you this was a chicken, son? Nice boy, but doesn't listen to a word you say. Now, what's that? I say, now, what's that boy up to? Better check on it, yeah. Hey, boy, what's going on here? What you trying to do? Oh, no, back off there, son. You'll never do it. You're not strong enough. Job like this, you gotta have a know-how. There you are, boy. Your pumpkin is tied down pretty.
Got a match, mister?
Match? Match? Yeah, here you are, boy. Don't set the world on fire. These kids coming up nowadays don't even know how to tie down their pumpkins. Why, when I was a boy, I never tied down no pumpkins. Hey, son, what you tying down a pumpkin for? What's it? Ask a silly question, get a silly answer.
Love that dog.
Now, who's responsible for this unwarranted attack on my person? Aha!
Sounds like a Southern lawyer.
Of course, you know, this means war. Hey, boy, what's the idea of jacking that pot up onto me? Jack? Pot? Jackpot. Hey, that's a joke, son. Don't you get it? I made a funny, son, and you're not laughing. I say that boy's just like a tattoo. Gets under your skin. All right, sister, out with it. Let's have it. Now, what's the big idea of bashing me on the noggin with a rolling pin? Clunk enough people and we'll have a nation of lumpheads. Now, hold on. That was a joke, girl. Lumpheads. Nothing to cry about. Now, let's hear your side of the story, sister.
Well...
I know just what you're going to say. You're looking for a husband.
Yes.
Well, you're going about it all wrong, girlie. You don't bat him on the bean with a rolling pin. That comes later. Hey, boy, come on over here. Let's have a look at you. This is a boy?
Yes.
I know what a real boy likes to play. Here. Hey, boy, take that ball out of your mouth. Haven't you ever seen a baseball before? Haven't you ever played baseball? There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball. Okay, boy, I'll learn you the game. Now, we got the ball, and this is a bat. You know what the bat's for? No, boy, you're supposed to hit the ball with it. The ball!
It's sure quiet around here. You can hear a caterpillar sneaking across a moss bed in tennis shoes.
Let's bury the hatch. I say, let's bury the hatchet. But not in anyone's head, boy. Hatchet, head. But that's a joke, boy. You missed
Here's
it. Went
Sylvester
right past
Pussycat
you. You gotta
here.
you gotta keep on your toes. But toes, that is. But the fast ones get right by you. Keep your ears open. Yappity, yappity, yap. I can't get a word in edgeways. Talk, talk, talk. But no wonder you're not sharp. You got holes. I say you got all the Shut up!
I'm a lucky.
Perfect. There's your foghorn fix, ChabDog. Boy, you really were on a cartoon fix, weren't you?
Yeah, it's kind of all hit me at once, and then maybe we'll do one later. But that I like that. You get a lot of good words out of him. He has quite a vocabulary. That guy,
doesn't he?
You know, he right. He did sound kind of like a Southern lawyer.
Yes, and a little bit like Ben Doherty too. Do you still hear from him?
Well, it really is kind of a Texas accent, isn't it?
Yeah, he's an interesting character.
I say, those attacks on me are unwarranted.
He belongs in the Senate.
I like the little chicken hawk too. Is that what he was? A chicken hawk, the baby chicken?
Yeah, he's coming to eat a chicken. He only found that.
So what is Foghorn anyway? What animal is he supposed to be?
He's a rooster, of course.
He's a rooster, right? Yeah, it's just he's like a big baby Huey type rooster.
Well, no, he's the cock of the walk. He thinks he's all it because he's the rooster, right?
Yeah,
and that's the joke. That's the joke.
That's
Nobody's
the joke.
Man. Any respect?
No, none. So these are the characters that we had growing up, Abe. Is we'd watch this Foghorn Leghorn, and we'd imitate him. Our fathers were gone; they were out working, so this is all we had to stand in for manhood.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hi.
And of course, we also
Your
had.
father sounds like a cock. I go, if he was your father, I said your father sounds like a cock while he was away.
Like
That's
a cock?
the joke.
A big cock.
I'll say. I also liked. We had things like. Do you ever watch Fat Albert?
Thank you.
Oh, Fat Albert. Yeah.
Yeah, remember.
You ever see that, Abe?
Incorrect.
Was there any Fat Alberts on, or was that gone by the time you were looking cartoons?
Yeah, I mean just a little bit.
Yeah, that faded away. It was on regularly every Saturday morning when we were kids. Fat Albert was on. There's also this HR Puff and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the one with Charles Nelson Riley?
I think so.
Right, I was.
Yeah. The magic, what's it like they're a magic flute or something?
Yeah, Jimmy's magic flute, and the flute talked, and it. I mean,
yeah. And the trees. I remember those creepy trees that grab people.
Yeah. Yeah, this was Abe back in the late '60s, and it carried into the early '70s. A lot of people were still doing recreational acid, like a lot of LSD, in Hollywood. And that show, HR Puff and stuff, that's just a feverish acid dream. So that was hoisted on us as kids too, that somehow these alternative realities are somehow valid.
HR Puff and stuff. Can't do a little because you can't do enough.
Yeah, that was weird. Oh, then there was that Scooby-Doo.
Oh. I watched a lot of Scooby-Doo. We didn't talk about the Roadrunner very much. Roadrunner was great.
Yeah, well, that's
all
part
those
of the Warner
Looney
Brothers. Underdog.
With Wile E. Coyote.
Uh-huh.
It was just, for a while, the criticism was that it was just all too violent. Wasn't there a lot of criticism about that?
Yeah, because they were like, yeah, exactly. They'd solve things with baseball bats, weapons.
Yeah, people falling off cliffs. getting hit on the head with things.
Yeah, cartoon
And,
violence. But it never, again, that
does
never
that-
really hurt anybody either, as it turned out.
Yeah.
Beat the dog like a drum.
Now, now kids just watch video games now.
Yeah, there is. They don't even watch
Video-
cartoons. Video games is the new replacement for it, and I guess they go in first-person shooter drills, Doom. Hey, ChabDog, you see that ship was stuck in the Suez Canal this week?
No.
I know you missed the news. Yeah, you probably didn't hear about that.
So it was just like a cargo ship,
Yeah, a container ship.
and it actually got. It was what? It was just too heavy, and it sunk. It got stuck in the bottom or something.
No, it was just cruising along, and as the story goes, a gust of wind caught it, and they couldn't control it. It starts going sideways, and the canal's pretty narrow, and this ship's 300 yards long, so it goes sideways and it just gets wedged right in the middle, stuck on the sand on both ends, stuck in the sand.
Not serious, but so the ship was turned the wrong way and was blocking the canal.
Yes, this happened on Tuesday. It's still there
Holy
today.
cow!
Yeah, the canal's been blocked.
What
now
was
since
what was the name of the ship? Was it called the SS Joe Biden?
We'll get to that in a moment.
I got blown over by the wind.
It was called the Evergreen, which was, by the way, that was Hillary Clinton's code name. So
Evergreen?
The Evergreen, yeah. So it's called the Evergreen.
Why,
yeah. The conspiracy theorists already have connections to it, but no, it's called the
why
Evergreen.
She's so
yeah.
fresh smelling.
Like those. Oh, aren't those things gross? Those car fragrance things, the pine tree. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I haven't smelled one of those in a while. It's been a while since I've been in a cab.
Yeah, try close the doors, roll up the windows, turn the heat on high, and throw one of those things in there for fun.
Maybe I'll go out and get one to make my car fresh for today's drive down to see you.
Oh, yeah. Maybe not.
Doesn't sound like you like those.
No, bad memories. In any event, the ship is wedged sideways in the Suez Canal, and it's blocked shipping now since Tuesday, and it's still continuing here. They're attempting to get it out, but they're not able to do anything fast.
It's probably wedged in there pretty tight, huh?
Yeah, tighter than your grandma's thong.
Oh, don't talk about my grandmother. Those are fighting words.
It's a joke.
Actually, both of my grandmothers are insulted by that.
Yeah, they probably never wore a thong either.
I don't want to go there, but
well, of course not.
they can't figure out a way to dislodge this ship? I mean,
yeah, they have one guy with a backhoe trying to dig out sand on the end of the bow, and they got some tugboats pushing at the other end, but it ain't moving.
I guess they could always blow the ship in half.
Yeah, but then they're worried about environmental this, environmental that, and fluids and stuff like that. So they can't really do that. And they think they could take the containers off, but if you take them off on one end, it'll crack the ship in half. So you can't really do that either. And there's nothing to offload them with. I mean, on both sides of the shore is just sand. There's nothing there to offload it with anyway. There's no cranes or anything.
So the Suez Canal is just blocked right now for the indefinite future.
Yeah, it's closed. Exactly.
Isn't that a big? Doesn't that hurt the economy eventually?
It doesn't touch us, but if you're in Western Europe, yeah, there's a bit of a problem there because all the stuff that was coming through now has to sail around the Cape of Cape Horn.
The Cape of No Hope.
Yeah, Cape of Good Hope there at the south of Africa.
Cape of Good Hope.
Yeah.
Is that's not the bad one. The bad one is the one in South America, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the worst one's in South America, but the one in they have to sail around Africa, put another 5,000 miles on the journey. Which again is not a big deal. Everyone forgets.
It's kind of a drag.
The canal was closed for 10 years after the war, the 6-Day War. They sunk all the ships in the canal, and because of all the canal was closed for a full 10 years there because of all the upheaval. So it's not like we haven't dealt with this before. It's just a sudden shock.
Yeah.
And again, it's Western Europe. I mean, and they can't get their Chinese goods. That's fine. There are those that suggest this could be a conspiracy. Abe, did you hear any conspiracy theories about who would wedge that ship in there?
Uh-oh, did we lose Abe?
Oh, Abe, you still there?
No. Yep, I'm here, and
you may not have heard
any
of conspiracies, but that's
theories.
yeah. As is, conspiracy theories about everything, but I haven't figured out who they're going to pin it on.
Yeah. You're getting ahead of yourself with some of these conspiracy theories, I think.
No, it's out there. It's on Twitter. People are they're bringing it up, but doesn't mean it's valid. Speaking of conspiracy theories, though, the president did his first speech this week. Did you catch any of that, ChabDog, or just catch the headlines afterwards?
I just heard about it afterwards. So I know he talked a lot about there wasn't much about coronavirus, but I guess there were a few questions about the border, and you can fill me in though. It didn't sound like you got asked a lot of tough questions. Put it that way.
Well, I thought that question about whether he's going to run for re-election or not was a pretty tough question.
Well, that's kind of stupid. Like, why should he even talk about that? Trying to be president for the first term right now.
I know, it was absurd. The questions that were being, I thought these journalists there, like, where did they get their degrees? It was horrible journalism. The questions there, you got the president of the United States in front of you, and all you can do is ask him about whether he's going to run for election in 4 years. It's like, even Biden said, hey, that's 3.5 years from now. I'm busy right now. Ask me about something going on right now.
And the other question that I heard sounded pretty dumb was the one about, I heard, is it true that since you're such a nice guy, that's why people want to come to the United States?
Yeah.
It's just total, that's ridiculous.
It wasn't quite like that. I believe that was in response to a question. He said, apparently they're coming here because I'm a nice guy. And if that's the case, great. Or I believe it was how he answered the question. Yeah, he didn't take any responsibility for the crisis there, but on the other side, he's saying, "Hey, we're going to, we're ramping up our resources to deal with it." It was his story, which what else can you say?
Yeah, I just remember the old days when the presidents were able to just ask the audience for questions, and they'd on the spot pick people to ask questions. They wouldn't have this whole thing. It sounded like this was kind of prearranged. He had a chart with everybody's picture on it, and he knew exactly who he was going to call on.
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with that?
I mean, it seemed a little scripted and choreographed, pre-planned, as opposed to just being out there taking questions like a normal. Like Trump didn't seem to ever do that. He just called on people in the audience, and whoever asked a question asked a question.
Oh, yeah, he made it like free-for-all. It was like an auction at his press conferences. Everybody be hollering and screaming. He just picked the person that screamed the loudest. And that was
That's
pre-COVID.
always the way I was brought up with it. All the presidents kind of did that. Though there were always reporters some reporters got to ask more questions than others. They were just kind of Helen Thomas from UPI. You remember some of these names?
Sam Donaldson.
Sam
Donaldson. Yeah.
Yeah. But it just had a more, what is the word? Improv type atmosphere, where you didn't know exactly what was going to happen. But everything that this administration seems to do when it comes to public relations is heavily controlled.
Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, it's scripted, but I won't fault them for the scripting. I mean, if they can control it, why shouldn't they? The previous administrations have been relaxed on controlling it. Well, that's their prerogative to manage it that way. And if the press will allow them to control it that way, which is the thing I find most fascinating, it would. If Reagan tried this, do you think the press would have allowed him to run a press conference like this? You know, if either Bush attempted to do this, would the press at that time have allowed them? There would have been I would speculate there would have been a huge outcry.
Yeah, because of transparency concerns and the freedom of the press has to be preserved. Everybody's always screaming about that when there's a Republican president.
Yeah, and even previous Democratic presidents, there was always even the press could still and did separate historically themselves from whatever the administration was in. Except now, I can clearly see the difference today, where today's mainstream press is not separating itself, and that's why they're not calling out the administration and their policies with regards to how they run these conferences, because clearly the truth is they're complicit in it.
The news is being controlled. Just like they're not letting us see what's going on at the border. Apparently there's a lot of measures being taken to not allow the press to photograph things.
Well, they were literally barred from doing so, but that didn't stop the pictures from coming out. I mean,
no,
like a bar is
it
going to
doesn't.
stop
It just
anything from happening.
makes
It
it
never
look
did
worse.
before, so it's not like it's going to start now. So of course the pictures leaked out, and of course they didn't look good. And I don't understand why the administration just doesn't own it and say, hey, it shouldn't be any surprise to anybody. We don't have the type of facilities we want down here, and all we got are cages. So and we have to store the people somewhere. So sorry, we're working as fast as we can to address the situation.
Yeah, but instead they float this bullshit about coronavirus concerns.
Yeah, that's
if there's so many concerns, then why are you releasing people into the interior of the United States that have the disease?
When they came out with that line this week, it's because of coronavirus concerns. We don't want to let the press, we don't let a bunch of people down there seeing what's going on here. You know what? The first thing that occurred to me is that's something China would say. Oh, well, we can't have the election in Hong Kong this year because of COVID concerns. Yeah, we're going to call off the election. We'll have it later. Yeah, and of course it's never happened, but the election's gone. But that's something a manipulative regime says. And I'm really giving this regime, this current presidency, the benefit of the doubt, as I do all presidencies. I want to see this administration succeed because their success is kind of all of ours mutual success. And I'm not going to give them a waiver, but on this, I'm going to give them a waiver on this one, but my eyes, when I start hearing them outright lie like that, it's like, come on, guys, I expect better from you. Don't lie to us. Come on, Joe, don't lie to us. Don't let your people lie to us here. Give it to us straight, like you always do. Be honest. Because we know when we're being lied to, like Cuomo. You know when you're being lied to. Yeah, you heard that right there. Because of COVID concerns. No, you don't want all the pictures coming out showing people basically wrapped up in tinfoil looking like they're baked potatoes in an oven. All stacked together close in a cage. It was just...
I don't get how... Yeah, I don't get the logic there, and keep trying to keep people in the dark, and we have a right to see what's going on down there.
Yes. And then you got Ted Cruz going down there and hiding in the bushes, doing reports and such. I've seen some of the news clips on him over the weekend. Boy, what a caricature of his former self he is there.
Oh.
Long hair and bearded up, and
like in camouflage?
Well, they were at night in the bushes on one side of the river, hearing apparently the coyotes were screaming on the other side at them and threatening them, the human traffickers.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just you're talking about human trafficking and human rights violations. Anybody has to be concerned about what's going on with people that are being used as pawns in this. And
don't make a fuck out of me.
Well, I got a suggestion. These children coming to the border, ChabDog, and Abe. They're I got to think that most, if not all of them, have an address and a name of somebody that they're coming to join in the United States. And that person may or may not be legal here. I don't think that's the point anymore. But what is the point is that there's a finite number of children in these Latin American countries that are coming to a finite number of legal or illegal people here in the United States. So rather than have this threatening thing where they have to come up, to the border and pay thousands of money to human smugglers, why don't we just start a program in their states where they can apply and get over here legally? And heck, we'll buy them a plane ticket or a boat ticket or something for them to come up safely and get these children out of the misery and the threatening situations they're trying to escape, their families want them to escape right now, and bring them to America and educate them and make good, productive citizens out of them. If we do that, then all these people would stop rushing the border and say, hey, you just stay in your home and apply, and we'll get you in. Do you think that would stop the problem? I mean, you got to think there can't be more than 50 or 100,000 kids, right?
One of the things I think you touched upon is that we need to, of course, make legal immigration better, and pathways of doing that better, so that it's we start discouraging all these issues at the border.
Mm-hmm. Well, ChabDog, I want to pick this up on the other end, but we are at the break here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What time is it?
10:02, so we're a little late, actually. Sorry, I was
we ran over here. So we'll be back with a second hour, and we can pick up all this discussion then. In the meantime, use your discretion in terms of the clip we play, okay?
Gotcha.
Maybe that Godfather clip is a good one. It goes about 5 minutes.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll find something there.
All right, we'll be back with the second hour of ChabDog Sports Talk, and so you stay tuned.
We're told that greatness is exceptional, when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit defylifegear.com to get fitted for greatness.
The Law Office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Like ChabDog said, he was 100% right.
He can take all comers.
New York, New Jersey. Carmine Cuneo from the Bronx and Brooklyn. Philip Tattaglia from Staten Island. We have with us Victor Starkey and all the other associates that came as far as from California, Kansas City, and all the other territories of the country. Thank you. How did things ever get so far? I don't know. It was so unfortunate, so unnecessary. Talia lost a son. I lost a son. We're quits. And if Talia agrees, then I'm willing to let things go on the way they were before.
We are all grateful to Don Corleone for calling this meeting. We all know him as a man of his word. A modest man. He'll always listen to reason.
Yes, Don Barzini. He's too modest. He had all the judges and politicians in his pocket. He refused to share them.
When did I ever refuse an accommodation? All of you know me here. When did I ever refuse? Except one time. And why? Because I believe this drug business is going to destroy us in the years to come. I mean, it's not like gambling or liquor or even women, which is something that most people want nowadays, and it's forbidden to them by the bits and avanti of the church. Even the police departments that have helped us in the past with gambling and other things are going to refuse to help us when it comes to narcotics. And I believed that then, and I believe that now.
Times have changed. It's not like the old days, where we can do anything we want. A refusal is not the act of a friend. Don Corleone had all the judges and the politicians in New York. Then he must share them. All the others use them. He must let us draw the water from the well. Certainly he can present a bill for such services. After all, we are not communists.
I also don't believe in drugs. For years, I paid my people extra so they wouldn't do that kind of business. Somebody comes to them and says, I have powders. If you put up $3,000, $4,000 investment, we can make $50,000 distributing. So they can't resist. I want to control it as a business, to keep it respectable. I don't want it near schools. I don't want it sold to children. That's an infamia. In my city, we would keep the traffic in the dark, people, the colored. They're animals anyway, so let them lose their souls.
I hope that we could come here and reason together. And as a reasonable man, I'm willing to do whatever is necessary to find a peaceful solution to these problems.
Then we are agreed. The traffic in drugs will be permitted, but controlled. And Don Corleone will give her protection in the East, and there will be the peace.
But I must have strict assurance from Corleone. As time goes by and his position becomes stronger, will he attempt any individual vendetta?
Look, we are all reasonable men here. We don't have to give assurances as if we were lawyers.
You talk about vengeance. Is vengeance going to bring your son back to you? Or my boy to me? I forgo the vengeance of my son. But I have selfish reasons. My younger son was supposed to leave this country because of this Salazar business. All right. I have to make arrangements to bring him back here safely, clear of all these false charges. But I'm a superstitious man. And if some unlucky accident should befall him, if he should get shot in the head by a police officer, or if he should hang himself in his jail cell, or if he's struck by a bolt of lightning, then I'm going to blame some of the people in this room. And then I do not forgive. But that aside, let me say that I swear on the souls of my grandchildren that I will not be the one to break the peace we've made here today.
And we're back.
Yes, we're back. That was from The Godfather. You know who Barzini was?
No, who was that?
That was that same actor that was in some of the other clips I've been playing over the last few months. Richard Conte.
Oh, Conte. Yeah, of course, Richard Conte. Yes, great actor.
Yeah, he did. He always does a good job. Yeah. So, yeah, we're back, and you said Tank was doing a taste test. Is that right?
Yeah, we got a Tank's taste test. Abe, do you ever watch Tank's taste tests?
Yes, I do. I watch his Tank test, and I also watch his unboxings.
Yeah, and the unboxings too, and the hot dogging, raw dogging at home.
Yes, matter of fact, a lot of times when I'm with Frank, I actually end up doing a lot of the filming for those hot dog reviews.
Ah.
Oh, have you been to Rutt's Hut? Were you there at Rutt's Hut?
No, I wasn't the one who filmed the Rutt's Hut, but I have gone to Rutt's Hut with Frank. And one of the greatest things that isn't really mentioned, but is the greatest thing about Rutt's Hut, is their homemade relish that they actually make, and it's actually amazing. So just such a great relish. It's homemade, and that's the biggest thing about Rutt's Huts, that they'll tell you if you're a first timer to try the relish.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about the relish? Tell me a little more. Is it a sweet relish?
Yeah, it's like a mushy relish. It's like a very homemade mushy relish. It looks yellow in color, doesn't look green, and it's delicious. I remember the first time I went there, you know, the guy behind the counter, I guess you could tell I was a rookie, maybe by my accent, maybe because I wasn't an asshole. I don't know, but he could tell that I wasn't from New Jersey, so he told me, "You have to try this relish." And it came in a little bowl with a spoon, and it was just like, help yourself on the side, because it was homemade, so it wasn't in a packet or anything like that. And that's really the you know, since Tank likes to raw dog it, doesn't talk a little bit about the condiments. And at Rutt's Hut,
of course,
it's definitely all about the relish there.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Frank won't tell you about the condiments because he raw dogs it. So good point. Thank you, Abe, for that fill-in there. Wow.
I'm getting hungry.
Well, let's this will kill your appetite really fast. This is Tank's review of Cauldron Butterscotch beer.
All right, this one is very interesting. This one's old. How old do you think this
He's back in the office here, by the way.
Cauldron Butterscotch beer, non-alcoholic, is?
20 years.
No, that's not old.
Well, like, is the actual drink old, or it's from a long time ago?
It's from a long time ago.
Oh, from the 1400s?
Not far off.
Oh.
1374. Yes, since 1374, Flying Cauldron has been making this magical brew for wizards, young and old, at their brew pub in Hogsbreft, England. I guess that's where, is that anywhere near Hogsworth? The recipe has changed little over the centuries. And in the United States, it's distributed through the Reds beverage company, which also makes Virgil's. It has the perfect combination of spells and quality natural ingredients. It continues to be prized for its creamy vanilla flavor and butterscotch flavors. Some wizards claim this brew places a ward of protection on those who drink it, and consuming the product has been known to accelerate wizarding abilities. Does anyone have a wizard hat?
Yeah, where's the wizard hats at?
Does someone have a wizard hat around here?
I don't know. You'll have to conjure one.
Well, let's see if this drink can conjure up a good score or a bad score.
Nice.
Where's my magic opener? Here it is. I mean, this is... Okay. We got a wizard hat. So let's see if this can spell. We abracadabra, crabadadoo. Let's see how this flying cauldron tastes to you. Woo! La 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 la.
Yeah, spellcasting's not gonna work.
Zinkum pop akabop. Smells like butterscotch candy.
That's good.
Oh, he's making a horrible face.
And I got 4 bottles of this crap. This is the one that Smitty gave me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those 4 crappy bottles because this fucking sucks. They need to send it back to 1375. Is it 1374? This is atrocious. This is a 1.7.
That's.
I think it's the lowest score he's ever given, 1.7.
Does he explain why it's bad? I mean, besides just the bad faces.
It's butterscotch.
I mean, I don't know why you would make a beer with butterscotch in it and vanilla.
Yeah.
And no alcohol. Like,
no.
What is the utility of that?
It was.
If it tastes like root beer, that's great, but or cream soda is good. Maybe it was supposed to be like cream soda.
Yeah, it was butterscotch flavor. I mean, it was a product made to fail, clearly.
Yeah. Butterscotch is. I like butterscotch pudding and butterscotch candy.
Really? So you're a weirdo too.
In in small doses.
Yeah, you're one of them weirdos
too much of
too.
it
All right.
Kind of make me sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the lowest. I've never seen Tank give a lower score. Abe, do you remember him going lower than 1.7 on any of those reviews?
Oh, that sounds hilarious. No, I don't think so. But there have been. I'm sure he's probably rated his hummus snack.
Oh yeah, that was a strikeout. That was like a major. Yeah, that's. He chokes on.
But yeah, but what I love about all the hype he gives to this drink before he drinks it, though. That's hilarious. He goes into all this wizarding stuff, and
yeah,
he really boosts the soda, and then it's just hilarious that it's horrible.
Did he have a big wizard hat? Is this like a traditional wizard's hat?
No, they just found some cone hat in the office somewhere, and he stuck it on his head.
Yeah.
He's very impromptu. Yeah, he's very impromptu. He probably does reads for a minute or two before he goes on the background of the soda, and then recalls it perfectly because he has just that kind of mind. You know, he's the sports encyclopedia, right? And just with his natural charm and style there. Yeah, why doesn't he like it? Well, sometimes he'll explain it, sometimes he doesn't. But I guess this is where the radio really fails here because the body language conveys so much, just the look in his face. And there's certain things he doesn't like. He doesn't like all the fancy, the apple flavored sodas and the non-traditional types of sodas anyway. So they're not going to rank high. And if it's some weird flavor, geez, he did something. Oh, yeah, there was one with rosemary. It was like a rosemary ginger beer he did recently.
Well, that sounds gross.
That might have got a 0. Yeah, I think I might have even got lower. Abe, we got to send him something from Cali, something you can't get back there that we know is going to fail. What's the worst thing you guys have ever drank before?
There's been some ginger ales that I've had out there where it's very strong on the ginger.
Yeah.
I love ginger ale.
You know what tamarind is? You know what tamarind is, ChabDog?
No, what? What is it?
Tamarind.
No, but it sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it is. They make a soda out of it. Unfortunately, somebody's already sent a bottle. It was like a Jalisco tamarind soda. They sent a bottle to Tank already, and he rejected that months ago. Like he gave that.
Yeah, that just
2.5.
I wouldn't drink any that tamarind on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about things that I didn't like that I drank, and there's probably some alcohol concoctions. I mean, some of the liquor I've been forced to try, like what is the name of it? It was somebody gave me as a gift some bourbon, and it just was disgusting. Really couldn't stand it.
Oh yeah, all bourbons are not created equal, but that's different. That's bourbon.
Right. So a much worse memory is the worst smell I've ever been subjected to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that. I think that's for me. That's just sticks in my brain more, and I won't tell.
Hello, baby.
Okay, here comes some cartoon violence. He's got a bat. He sees triple now.
Now, my little noblige of Oblace. We shall make it together the drama mellow. The birth of a notion. The grand illusion. We will sail the sea of matrimony together. We will... This bayou, baby, is all right by me. All right, chérie. The courtship is over. Oh, the adoration. Oh, the je vous adore. The je t'aime à vous, c'est ma sugar, n'est-ce pas? You are my peanut. I am your brittle. Darling, you found me. How sweet. How clever. We will never part again. Ah, my little darling, it is love at first sight, is it not? No? Do not come with me to the Casbah. We shall make beautiful music together right here. Ah, c'est l'amour. Ah, c'est toujours. Ah, c'est l'amour. Wait for me. Wait. I missed, fortunately for you. So now, mon chéri, we can begin life anew. Ah, my darling, how beautiful you are. How lonesome it has been that I have without you. Ah, the sweet nothings. Ah, the sweet somethings. Ah, the tender enrapturements. But I forget. But of course.
Yeah, he's a little smothering, isn't he?
Yeah. Poor cat. I should feel more sorry for the cats, but so many instances in my life where I've seen cats that look like they were snickering at me or my dog.
Yeah, all
they usually. It's like with a cat. You walk by a cat with the dog, and the cat always sees the dog 10 minutes before the dog sees the cat.
Mm-hmm.
And they always seem like they're in total control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the dog does a lot of stupid things, and like a human often looks stupid, but the cats always land on their feet, and they just always seem more cool and more in control of the situation, but not in this cartoon.
No, not that cat. 9 lives.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask Abe about NASCAR in Bristol this weekend going on. We've had some delays, but you've been tracking that one, Abe? Do you know where they're at? Are they going to be resuming racing here shortly?
Well, I'm hoping that they will.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one of the things that we always have to take into account, especially with NASCAR, is the weather, and so we just have to, be on hold until they're ready to go.
So when you started watching NASCAR, who were your first racing heroes that you remember?
Actually, some of my heroes was actually Jeff Gordon. It's probably one of my first.
Uh-huh.
And I think a lot of it was because I really loved that DuPont car.
Uh-huh.
That was such a very classic car, and it was really nice. So that was somebody that I definitely followed on every race.
Yeah, I was kind of I love the Petties. Kyle Petty. The Petty family.
King, Richard Petty.
Richard Petty. Mm-hmm.
I remember all those names. I don't remember. I'm not a big race car expert, but I remember those names. They had good names like, Cale Yarborough, Rusty Wallace, and Benny Parsons.
Al Unser Jr.
Al and Bobby Unser, and the Allison brothers, Davey and Bobby Allison.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just these names stuck in my head. Darrell Waltrip, but I get them mixed up in terms of which ones were the Formula One drivers, the IndyCar drivers versus the stock car racers, because none of those guys did both, right?
No.
Did any of those guys do both?
No, they didn't cross. But here's the key: if they had 3 names, they were NASCAR. If they had 2 names. Yeah, Al Unser Jr.
There are a lot
NASCAR.
of Europeans that did the. Oh, if they had say that again, if they had 3 names, they were NASCAR.
If they had 3 names, it's NASCAR, or if one of the names is Bobby, it's NASCAR.
Oh, yeah.
If one of the names can also be used, if one of the names can be used in a parrot song, it's NASCAR. Rusty.
So how about, was Darrell Waltrip, was he NASCAR or Indy?
That's NASCAR. Waltrip?
That's NASCAR. Indy. Who would Indy be like? I mean, we should know these things, but I don't even remember. Who's the guy that won a lot of Indy 500?
Yeah, I even lived there. I forgot. Who? Dale Earnhardt? No, he was NASCAR too.
Like, I think I know mostly NASCAR.
Yeah, I only know NASCAR. See, we know a lot about NASCAR, Abe. We just don't know how to organize it.
We had that. Remember, we had that big. We had that clip with the fight when the Bobby Allison, I think, or Davey Allison got into a big fight. Remember that?
On the racetrack.
79. On the track, yeah.
Yeah, after they collided and knocked each other out or something.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a typical. Well, hope things tidy down there in North Carolina. They can run their race. Bristol Speedway. You've been to Charlotte before, haven't you, ChabDog?
Never actually visited. No.
Well, that whole area.
I may have driven it, but
whole area there around Charlotte, it's NASCAR country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bankers may own the city, but the countryside is owned by NASCAR. And everybody's and all the drivers live around there, and the racetracks are around there, and the speed shops and modification spots, and the industry that it brings. Yeah.
And of course the moonshining, which was the training ground for the NASCAR racers.
Yeah, you gotta go faster than the car driven by the man with the star.
So speaking of. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to just give you guys a little update for the Bristol race, but it looks like there will be no dirt racing. This just came out about an hour ago today, and it looked like things have gotten postponed until tomorrow.
Oh, bummer.
Why? Because of the weather?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they're having some very bad weather in that part of the country. Apparently, I've seen some pictures of all the winds and the rain. My son is in Alabama, and they had serious tornadoes there.
Yeah, I guess it's that time
So
of the
prayers to everybody out in that part of the country that's dealing with that crazy weather.
Challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, there goes. It's messing up the racetrack too. They'll have to drink all their moonshine today and watch reruns. Just like us.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in that dull. Next week we'll be talking about baseball. We'll be talking about opening day. There'll be all kinds of storylines there. We'll be running over. We're in sort of the dying days of March before baseball comes back. Are even in the best of years are pretty deadly. And we're right here, closing out. This is the last show of March, by the way.
But you got. Well, I mean, it seems like Abe's a little interested in the tournament. I don't know about you, Eric, but I urge you to watch it today. I mean, Oregon and USC is going to be a good game. They're natural Pac-10 rivals.
Mm-hmm.
Chance to go to the Elite Eight. They're going to be revved up, and I think that UCLA Alabama game is going to be exciting because those teams are both hot.
Mm-hmm.
The NCAA, it's hard because the teams, it's all about matchups, and it's hard to know what's going to happen with those matchups until you actually play the game.
Dude, yeah, water's wet and the sky's blue.
Yeah, real earth-shattering revelation there, but
hey, they call me Tracy.
This is a tough tournament to get right, but I'm not doing too bad so far.
Mm-hmm.
Got my Final Four still intact. And that.
I got a feeling that Alabama might pull a rabbit out of a hat. So it's still not over yet for you. This is interesting.
No.
Yeah, see, for you, it's exciting. Yeah, why don't you take 5 minutes and talk about the tournament? I'll sit back and listen since my brackets blew up a long time ago. I could care less.
Yeah. Well, UCLA's on a roll. They've got, they've got a nice variety of different, types of play. They got a Hispanic guy and they got a couple of white guys. And a guy with a black guy with a huge hairdo who doesn't shoot very well, but he kind of controls things for him. Another guy that's Asian and black. He's good. I forgot his name. It's like Juang or something. He's been making a lot of clutch shots for him. And then Alabama's just a really fast team, and they've got some good athletes. And they were in the Southeastern Conference, so they're the favorite. But that school has never done anything in basketball terms, so it's a little hard. At 11 o'clock, you have Gonzaga playing, and everybody's picking them to win, and they're the number one seed in the whole tournament. And they're playing Creighton Blue Jays from I think that's out of an Illinois school, and but technically in the Big East, but they should get blown out.
Pure energy.
And then we also have Michigan, Florida State.
Don't make a fuck out of me.
Florida State's from the ACC, Michigan, Big Ten. Competitive game.
11.
And that's it. That's those 4 games.
Fascinating.
And we have the Elite Eight after that, which I guess they play the middle of next week, and then they play the Final Four on Friday and Saturday with the final next Monday.
Saracana.
So I know you're thrilled to hear all about that. I have Alabama playing Houston in the finals, and both those teams are fighting and still alive.
Hey, Dick fucking Tracy.
Yeah.
I'm a friend of Saracana.
So, Eric, you were going to also talk about football, weren't you?
Well, I was looking at some things, but I really couldn't find... I mean, there's a lot of talk going on, but nothing really substantive. There was a trade this week involving Miami and San Francisco.
Oh. What, were these important players?
Not really, not ones that are nameable to me anyway. As I'm not if it was Frank Tank, yeah, and some draft picks. It was more of a draft pick and positioning. So San Francisco traded so they could take the number 3 pick in the draft.
Right. Sounds like kind of roll your eyes type thing.
Yeah, except for, Tank being the Miami fan, he just says it's the worst thing ever and it's going to set them back, and the draft picks they gave up are all going to be Pro Bowlers, and the players they receive are going to be, out before training camp and stuff like that.
I did hear an update on did I see that right? That
he's probably right, by the way.
The Redskins are saying that they're not going to come up with a name for the team. They're just indefinitely going to be called the Washington Football Team.
Well, first of all, the Redskins don't exist. Secondly, it's been floated out there this week.
Using that as to identify the Washington team, but in general. But anyway,
that was floated this
right?
week. Yeah, that was floated. I don't know. I can't testify to the veracity of it or how true it is, but that was certainly floated out there this week. What was also occurred this week is that Snyder exercised his option to buy out the 40% stake of the team he doesn't own. So he's going to take out his minority partners, and he applied to the league for the approval on that, which they pretty much, it's a rubber stamp. It better be anyway. So there's conspiracy theorists then speculated that because of that, he'll take out these partners, and then he'll just go back and put the name Redskins back on the team again, because now he's gotten rid of the opposition to it and tell everyone else to take a flying F. But that's the conspiracy theory.
Come on, I don't think he's going to go back. I don't think he has the nerve to do that.
Well, anyone's guess.
Isn't that a political suicide in this day and age?
You're Daniel Snyder. Do you have much to lose at this point? I mean, really, he sells the team, he fades into complete anonymity.
I don't know if Abe's maybe he stepped away for a
I don't think he's been following the Washington saga. Most people aren't.
I just don't believe that that's going to happen.
Well, it's feverish conspiracy theory stuff that talking on the on Twitter.
Maybe he just decided he wants total control, so that in the future he can make all the decisions and sell the team or something.
Well, just from a financial point of view, it makes a lot of sense for him to, even if the money costs a bit, to borrow the money and buy these guys out, so that he doesn't have to share future gains in the growth of the value of the team. Which is inevitable. He should have done that 5 years ago.
Yeah, he may just in his mind not want to rename them and just leave it the way it is until he sells the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my Redskins are gone, so I don't care. My team is dead and buried. That won't bring back the marching band. That won't bring back the Redskinettes. That won't bring back that fellow who used to wear the headdress for a few decades. Yeah.
Dancing Ray?
Or
no, that was the guy. Is that the guy, or is he with the guy with the Cowboys?
Oh. Well, maybe he's with the Cowboys, but...
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
You know the fellow I'm talking
about. The guy
that
dressed up as the Indian, yeah.
Yeah, he'd have the headband on. He looked great. He's African-American, which made it even better.
Yeah, and the Hogs.
Well, the Hogs can always be there. But not on the Washington football team. That's something else.
Now that they got Ryan Fitzpatrick, the future looks bright for them.
Yeah, they'll be a sure team to win, to go 9-8, because we have a 17-game season this year.
I don't know, and they actually did pretty well last year, so that's an encouraging sign. Maybe they have enough talent to do something. I'm probably dreaming.
Yeah, like the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. Well, Pittsburgh is getting back Juju Smith-Schuster. He decided to take a pay cut to come back to the Steelers. I just hope he keeps his big mouth shut and plays football. We don't need that dancing going on.
Dancing? Dancing with the Stars?
The thing, he was disrespecting the other teams with his dancing, pregame dances on the logo of the other teams, and when they went to the other teams' fields.
I love watching when it's somebody not on my team doing it. I love watching it. It was great.
Yeah, because they're gonna pay a price.
Oh, that is bad karma. It's as bad a karma as having your coach's son wipe somebody out on a snowstorm drunk driving before the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's horrible karma.
That really is bad karma.
Yeah. I mean, how can you play
that
after
just
that?
was a tip-off. Should have been a tip-off to you that it was going to be a brutal day.
Unfortunately, I knew that, but I just couldn't admit it to myself.
Yeah. That's okay. We're all in a state of denial over one thing or another in this world, so.
Okay. Well, I just admitted mine.
It has to be the Super Bowl. It has to be.
Yeah, that was just... I mean, how can you expect good things to come from that when, something you're a part of it causes something from that was completely avoidable?
Yeah, well, lesson to be learned. So next year, you guys can come in a little more prepared for Tom Brady. That's all, because he might be back. I don't see why he wouldn't be, actually.
Oh, geez, you've got recency bias written all over you now. Neither of those teams, or both of those teams, are a long shot to come back the way they did and reach the Super Bowl. Every year's a new year. I mean, if anything, the statistics show that the loser of the Super Bowl has the much harder road to hoe, except for those 4 years Buffalo did it.
Yeah, they did it 4 years in a row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually the loser of the Super Bowl has a losing record the following year. Doesn't even make the playoffs. Tank
I'd have to go research that.
He'd know that one.
I have to research that.
Well, here, let's...
Sounds right.
But Italians and Jews, very similar. People say
while you're researching
same corporation, different division. All right? We get along. There's an obvious, thing with the religion. I went to my first Passover dinner. That's what she's like, my mother's going to have Passover. Okay, we'll go to the dinner. 7:30, we sit down at her mother's house. I'm starving, right? Starving. They start passing out pamphlets, like reading material. I'm like, what's going on? What are we doing here? What's with the... She's like, no, we read for 2 hours. 2 hours? I said, listen, I'm Italian. As soon as I sit at a table, I got to have bread within 15 seconds of sitting down, all right? I need something to do with my right hand. I need there's some oil coming out? We got oil? I need oil. Now. Hungry. And the food they start bringing out, oh, God, terrible, terrible food. Jews have no idea what the hell they're doing in the kitchen. These people have no cuisine. Celery, crackers, jam. I'm like, what is it? We're losing people. People are leaving. We need food. After breakfast, they fall apart, the Jews. After a bagel, cream cheese, lox, where are they going? They got nothing. They have nothing. Has anybody ever said to you, we went to this Jewish restaurant last night? The gefilte, amazing. I respect the Jews, but let's just have the Italians cater the Passover meal. All right? Come on. I could read for a couple of hours with some meatballs on the table.
He's obviously never been to Sullivan's. Sorry, Sherman's.
He needs to go to a deli a few times in his life.
Yeah, he's Italian.
Jewish food is just different. It's not as quite as simple as Italian food, I guess.
ChabDog with a backhanded slap. Well done.
It's a little more refined. Things like whitefish salad and chopped liver and stuffed cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could go on and on. I love Jewish food, but it's not for everybody.
Well, on the contrary, it's wonderful food. It is for everybody.
Maybe it's not.
That's one thing that amazes me is if all the you can go into all kinds of cities and get all kinds of different cultures' food, but show me where I can get a good Jewish restaurant. There just isn't one. Yeah, there's a deli here and there, but
they're called delis.
But even then, there's not that many of them around, and the ones that are, there's a couple of great ones, Cantor's and such, and then that's it. There's nothing really after that. I can get Chinese food everywhere, Vietnamese food.
We end up doing different things, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's right.
Well, it's okay. I could get a bunch of Mexicans to run the restaurant. I mean, no disrespect to Mexicans, because Mexicans run they run the Japanese restaurants here. So you see the people in the back cutting the sushi. These aren't Japanese chefs; they're Mexican chefs. They're Spanish chefs, but they're cutting sushi because they can do all foods, because they're the culinary wizards of LA's kitchens. Yeah, they worked in the hibachi houses in Tennessee. They work in the steakhouses. They do everything. They are the kitchen staff. They are our chefs. They also do Mexican too, but they could do Jewish. I think there's something missing here that some entrepreneur will exploit, and we'll all be saying, "Damn, I wish I did that," or there just somehow isn't. I think it's that. I think there's a taste for it. Someone just has to find the right restaurant to bring it. The Jewish restaurant. I like Kugel.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the Jewish preparations brisket. Mm-hmm. Abe, have you do you have have you been to you been to any deli, a Jewish deli before?
I've been to Langer's in downtown in Westlake, MacArthur Park.
Yeah, that's a classic. What do you get at Langer's?
Famous for pastrami sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the pastrami. Oh my God, the amazing pastrami sandwich that
That's
comes
to
out
die
of
for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's melt in your mouth pastrami.
Yes. So why would the guy say that we don't have any good food?
Well, because he was sitting at a Passover supper and he was getting upset looking at the celery and the salt water. He's exaggerating.
Yeah, but that stuff's just ornaments. The main course is what everybody waits for, and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's making fun of the ceremony. I mean, he's not. Yeah, that's. Yeah. I mean, he's not. He's alluding to that, making fun through allusion of these things, but it's from a misunderstanding.
It is hard, though. It is hard often to sit through the Seder when you know that there's food coming and you have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel a lot like my dog with the expectation.
That's what Xanax is for. Human beings take Xanax. I don't know what you give your dog to wait, but we take Xanax. We're fine.
Yeah, he's just in a state of panic for like 10 minutes while we're eating.
Uh-huh.
And they really panic when they see food and they can't eat. So,
we got Southern with Frank Sinatra. We got the Pope of Greenwich Village. We got
clips?
Beverly Hillbillies.
We haven't played all the clips. What about that Pope of Greenwich Village clip? That was pretty funny. Was that the one with the guy drinking the special
Harry, the summons man is blitzing the street with his little fleet of tow trucks. Tow trucks! He's the only police officer in the city that sets the hook himself.
Hey, it's Michael. It's Michael. Yo, move it, officer.
Left there.
Hey, that ain't right, and you know it, man. Hey, officer. I get here before you hook me. You're supposed to let me go. I mean, I still got to take a ticket, but you're not supposed to tell me.
Take it away.
A nice Buick Centurion convertible there, 75.
That rat bastard was supposed to let me go.
He doesn't let anyone go. He hooked Monsignor Ryan's Coupe de Ville last Saturday while Monsignor was in saying the 8 o'clock mass. The man is possessed.
He should die of hemorrhoids.
It's going to cost you $100 for the tow, plus $25 for the ticket. And that fat bastard comes in here every afternoon like clockwork to piss in my toilet and drink my whiskey free.
He does he? A few days later. And a few days later.
Yeah.
Pours him a shot on the bar. Eric walks
I remember
in.
you. You're the guy who...
Yeah, I'm the guy who got his car fucking towed. And you were Ginty, right?
Ginty.
That's what I said.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
Don't worry about it, Gent. Here. Put that in your cup.
$100.
Please, God, you're not poisoning, man, are you?
That ain't poison. It's horse physics. Here, put it in drill, man. And what they give horses when they can't shit.
Jesus, man. How many of those little envelopes do they give to a horse that can't shit?
One envelope will bust a block of concrete.
Take a long time to work?
It ain't slow.
The cops coming back from the John now to the bar. For the roofie drink.
Encore.
Pour me another. Drinks the roofie ginger ale.
Yeah, 1013. Castle Hill on Westchester Avenue. There's an officer down. Officer needs assistance here. Hurry, man, hurry. Yeah.
Places the call. On a payphone. Here it comes. He's trying to make it to John. He's on the middle of the street. He's got his cheeks really tight. The cop shit in his pants.
Yeah.
Officer down. He
Yeah,
shit in his pants.
that was a classic. I love the look in that officer's face when he realized that he was losing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a classic look, you know. Like, did I just feel what I think I just felt?
Yeah, it was a, what do they call it? A Hershey squirt. Yes. Ugh.
Yeah, we've all had that happen to us. Let's not lie. It's happened to everybody.
Yeah.
Always scary.
Everybody. I promise I won't talk about it.
No,
if you won't.
We won't go into detail on it, but he got even with the guy. So did we get through everything?
Thank you.
Pretty much what I sent you?
Yeah, but there's
maybe probably.
There's Bullwinkle.
Oh, Bullwinkle, yeah.
Let's give a couple seconds.
We don't have to put.
Last time, you remember, Bullwinkle tried out his ultra-sultry look on a couple of young ladies who promptly fainted dead away. Bullwinkle didn't know that the girls had really fainted because they saw a mouse.
Yeah, now he's convinced he's the greatest actor in the world.
Oh, I am not.
You're not?
I'm just one of the greatest.
But you can't go to Hollywood, Bullwinkle.
I don't want to go, Rock, but they need me. You ought to be in pictures.
Oh, isn't that terrible?
You were born to be kissed.
Come on now, Bullwinkle, you're not serious.
Just watch me.
And snatching up a mattress full of money earned from his paper route, the movie-struck moose had left the cottage.
Wait up, Bullwinkle. You're my buddy. I gotta go along with you.
Yeah, noblesse oblige, Rock?
What's that mean?
I don't know, I just made it up.
Now our boys are on their way to California, unaware that Bullwinkle's mattress full of money is the target of 2 pairs of sinister eyes belonging to... Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, it can't be.
Say the name.
Boris and Natasha.
Ta-da!
Then we steal mattress, Boris.
No time like the president, Natasha. Look, we're coming to tunnel. When it gets dark, we grab mattress and make a run for it, okay?
Okay.
And as our heroes sat unsuspecting, the train plunged into a dark tunnel.
Now, Natasha.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Bullwinkle.
Not you.
I'm still Bullwinkle.
I got it, Natasha. Let's go.
But Boris...
Don't argue. Let's get out of here.
And as the train emerged from the tunnel, Boris chuckled gleefully.
Well, here it is, Natasha, right over my shoulder.
I certainly am.
Natasha, it's you.
Boris, how could you mistake me for a mattress?
Can I help it if you put on weight?
Boris, we missed our chance.
Silly girl. Remember old Pennsylvanian proverb. We have only begun to fight.
Darling, that was said by American John Paul Jones.
And there's Boris. And Bullwinkle.
Good accent. I love that. That Russian accent is killer.
I think he's Romanian, actually.
It's not Russian?
No, he's Romanian. Well, it sounds like it, but that's it's Russian accent, but he was talking like he was a Romanian.
Oh, so it was not done perfectly.
A caricature.
I've plenty of Russians that sounded, I thought, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never got it too into Rocky and Bullwinkle, but they are pretty famous.
Hey, ChabDog, do you understand women?
Do I understand what?
Women.
Where did that come
Yeah,
Well.
Yeah, Uncle Jed? Now, you're going to be keeping company with a girl. Is there any questions you like to ask me?
Hillbillies.
What kind
I
of
love
questions?
this one.
Oh, about
Tell me
girls.
about fast women.
How much you know about girls?
They softer than boys.
Yeah, I reckon. Generally speaking.
And they shorter and rounder.
Yeah?
And the hair's longer and it smells sweet when you snuggles up to 'em.
Oh, so you've been doing some snuggling, have you?
I done more than that.
Well, I reckon you better tell me about it. Who was she?
Prettiest girl in the hills. Big Mouth Bradshaw.
Well, Verna's girl. I hear tell she's kind of fast.
Is she ever? Uncle Jed, I was walking past the cabin, and Big Mouth, she calls out the window to me. She says, "Howdy, Jethro." She says, "My ma's just made a big batch of cookies. Come on in and have some." And I says, "Sure your ma won't mind?" And she says, "Ma's gone, and so's Pa. I'm here all alone." Well, Uncle Jed, I was in that house before you could wink an eye.
Can't say as I blame you.
No sooner was I inside, the Big Mouth, she puts a music record on the phonograph machine and commences to sashaying around, a twisting and a turning.
Dancing.
Yeah, I reckon so. Anyway, she says, "Put your arms around me, Jethro, and I'll teach you the two-step."
What'd you say?
I says, "Listen, Big Mouth," I says, "here we are all alone. Your ma and your pa gone, and you think that I'm going to waste my time dancing?" I says, "Not me, sister. Bring on them cookies."
What'd she say?
Well,
Jed, you and Jethro can start digging the well. That city woman brought us some pumps.
That's fine, Granny. We'll get right to it. What'd that Bradshaw girl say when you said bring on them cookies?
Well, she just held up them cookies like this here, kind of blinked her eyes at me, and said, "Jethro, which do you think it tastes sweeter, these here cookies or my lips?" Well, Uncle Jed, right then and there's when I found out she was fast. I grabbed them 2 cookies, and it took me 2 miles to outrun that gal.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Took him 2 miles, ChabDog.
I love Jethro. Kind of like Baby Huey with an accent.
Yeah, the real Baby Huey.
Max Baer.
Mm-hmm.
Immortal Max Baer.
Great actor.
Yeah. Well, we're now at the 11 o'clock hour. Didn't talk a lot of sports, but that's okay. We had a good time, right?
Well, so far so good. Abe, is there anything, Abe, you wanted to bring up today? Or if there is not, is there anything you want to close with today?
Well, for those of you who like Formula One, the season starts today, and I guess one of the most exciting things to come out of Formula One this year is the fact that Mick Schumacher is first season and is actually on the Haas American backed Formula One team.
Schumacher.
All right, you hear it. Yeah. Heard it here. Mick Schumacher? Mick Schumacher?
Yes.
Schumacher.
Yes. Yeah. His name is Mick Schumacher. It's Michael Schumacher's son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That name sounded familiar, so it's a family thing, another one of those racing families.
Yes.
Michael Schumacher, is he German?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of those Formula One drivers, or I guess Formula One, is Formula One worldwide, or is that just limited to Europe?
Worldwide. We even have one race here in the U.S., Texas, in October, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, you can be our resident Formula One expert, okay?
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll need an update next week. Where's the race being held today?
It's being held in Bahrain.
Oh, it's not going to rain there. No rain in Bahrain.
Yeah, the rain doesn't fall heavily on the plane in Bahrain.
Well, considering I'm from Spain.
Yeah.
And
all right,
stay tuned.
Stay tuned now, and
stay tuned for next week.
Thank you for calling in, Abe Miranda, our Formula One guru, expert, now on, and Eric, Major League Baseball starting soon, so don't panic, okay? You just have to get through the next week, and we'll get you drunk on a lot of wine tonight, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll drink the Manischewitz and dream of the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers. You better dream of the Dodgers because they're going to be good again. Don't
worry, Kershaw's going to lose.
What do you want to close with? I sent you various songs.
Well, I only got one of them, so I've got it ready. The Black Keys.
All right. Well, play the one that's on the dashboard there. And everybody have a great week. Well, happy Passover, happy Easter, and we'll see you next Sunday, on Easter Sunday. Bye from ChabDog. Black Keys. Alabama at the Keys.
Mrs. Benson,
That's right.
is your husband at home?
No, I'm a widow.
What I should have asked was, are you the owner of this house?
No, I'm not. It belongs to my father-in-law. What is it you want?
I'm John Barron, Special Agent, Federal Bureau of Investigation. I'm sorry, folks, but I'm afraid we're going to have to hang around for a while. Nobody leaves the house until we do.
Why not? What's happened?
At 5 p.m. this afternoon, the President of the United States arrives in town on a special.
The president? Why, that's the greatest thing ever happened to this town.
If anybody wanted to kill the President, he could do a beautiful job of it right from this window of yours.
Somebody's driving up to the house.
Who is it?
It's Todd.
He's the sheriff.
Who's with him?
Mr. Carney, Secret Service.
Like Mr. Barron?
Who?
Barron. Oh, you didn't know. You boys got here ahead of you. Sheriff!
One sound from the kid, Pop, and he's dead.
They're planning to assassinate the President of the United States. He arrives here this afternoon.
We've got to do something. We got to find a flaw in his plan.
We'll think of something.
Without
You're being
the gun,
a
you
rude
would never
guy.
notice
That's
it.
not art. That's what people say to me.
Because
you're not an artist, you're just rude.
You're rude.
Yeah. And I go, that's stuff definitely art. Definitely art. Definitely
Yeah,
art.
my dick's definitely hard.
Charlie Babbitt. My penis is hard, Charlie.
My penis is hard.
But,
My dick is definitely hard.
Just Tom Cruise being like, Doc, what are you telling me? It's like, well, your brother's dick is huge.
He's got a medically
He's
diagnosed
got a
large penis.
medically huge dick, and we have to keep him in here. Speak English, Doc.
English here. We're talking over my head.
His dick is too big to live.
It's taking too much blood from his brain and making him retarded.
So that's why my dad gave him the $3 million inheritance? Yes.
Yes.
That's the
Because his
plot
cock
of the
was
movie.
beautiful and large.
Definitely.
My dick
yeah.
definitely hard. It hurts.
Yeah.
My dick hurts. It's hard.
So what are you telling me? He's like retarded or something? It's like, well, his dick was so big he never had to learn nothing. V-E-R-N, V-E-R-N.
Vern, V-E-R-N.
He's getting anxious. It's okay, Ray.
Vern.
V-E-R-N.
V-E-R-N.
Oh, at 3 o'clock his dick gets hard. I gotta soften it up for him. Come on, Ray. Come on into the bathroom now. V-E-R-N. V-E-R-n.
I'm sorry, I don't.
How do you soften a giant dick up?
I think you have a lot of.
He's got a towel that a little hand towel he keeps over his shoulder like a black comic.
Mm.
This is Vern from the character Vern, the instantly recognizable character Vern from the movie Rain Man.
Who is the nurse?
Everyone remembers.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. The black nurse that takes care of Rain Man.
Okay.
In the scene where Tom Cruise is going through his room touching all of his stuff, and Vern's like, yeah, he really doesn't like it when you touch his stuff, and Tom Cruise is like continuing to touch his stuff. And he's like, Ray, you read all these books? You fucking retard?
You like Shakespeare, Ray?
I don't know.
Did you read all this?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Vern.
Did you read Macbeth?
I don't know, Vern.
Read The Twelfth Night?
Stop it.
Yes.
Yes.
You read all these stories that are in this book, and you don't know if you read the book.
I don't know. V-E-R-N.
You don't know.
Maybe you better put it back.
It's so funny that this is like a facility for these people, and this guy just comes in unannounced.
Yeah.
And he's going through just hassling all the retarded people.
Because he's got sunglasses.
Yeah.
That's why he can do it.
Yeah, and then it's like his shitty business is like being a middleman for car importing.
Now, I told you I've never dealt with these Lamborghinis before, and yet you assured me that you could deliver these cars within that time frame.
So he like he has.
There
to
were
get
so
back
many
to-
stupid ass jobs in like the 80s and shit.
That movie is fucking. It's like heartless. I mean, it might be one of the most evil movies of all time.
I'm definitely not gonna have my pancakes with what?
Ow! Don't make a scene. Ow! Stop acting like a fucking retard.
Uh-oh.
No, dude.
Completely.
Well, I don't remember
morally
what happens at the
destitute.
end.
It doesn't matter. What happens in the first act is so fucked up that there's nothing that could happen after that would redeem.
Where he kidnaps him and takes him to a casino?
He kidnaps his retarded brother.
Yeah.
So it's like he's this guy that makes money in L.A. or whatever, doing this car importing.
Getting pussy, importing cars.
And then he finds out his dad, who he hated because his dad was an asshole, died. So he goes back to Cleveland to get his inheritance money. And the executor of the will tells him, like, all the money's been left to this institution. It's like trusted by this institution. So he goes to the institution.
Excuse me, please, relative. Watch the TV, please.
And there's all these retarded people there, and he's like, "What the hell is this? What is this place?" And the guy's like, instantly doesn't tell him that, like, he has a brother or whatever. He's leaving the place after the guy doesn't tell him he has a brother, and Rain Man's sitting in the car that he drove because the car is his dad's, like, antique car.
Oh, and that's how he got his love of cars.
Yeah, I guess. And fucking, the girlfriend's like, he just got in the car. I don't know. He got.
Oh, there's a girlfriend?
Yeah, the girlfriend.
She's hot.
He's his fiance, and he's like, hey. Out, okay? Let's go out. Hey, retard face. Hey, fucking mongoloid fucking Mickey. Get the fuck out of my fucking car. You fucking spaz. And then he's like, my dad lets me drive real slow in the driveway. I used to have brown leather. Or whatever. And he's like, wait a minute, it did have brown leather.
What did you say?
And he's like, hey, fucking retard. Get back over here, you fucking retard moron. And he's like, oh, definitely.
Definitely, that's me. I'm retarded. You're right.
Right,
definitely.
Yeah, I'm not retarded or whatever. But,
Dad lets me drive slow on the driveway, but not on Monday. Definitely not on Monday.
Who's your dad?
Sanford Babbitt.
Sanford Babbitt?
10961 Beechcrest Street, Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's my address. I mean, what is it with this guy? Hey!
And then, he puts it together. He's like, do you know this car? He's like, yeah, it's my dad's car. Definitely drove it. And he's like, what do you mean it's your dad's car? And it's like, he still hasn't
figured it out.
Yeah, right. Meanwhile, the other guy's supposed to be the retard.
Bruner, who is this guy?
Raymond is your brother. Dispute settled here on form. People's court.
My brother? I don't have a brother.
How much older is Dustin Hoffman than Tom Cruise?
He's supposed to be like fucking 15 years older than him or something. And then you find out that, like, they had to get rid of Raymond because he drew a bath for Charlie and it was too hot and he burned.